Hi, I'm Jackie Stapleton and welcome to ATOL TV. Today I'm here to help you with understanding the requirements of ISO 9001. If you like this video and want to see more great content, then click the subscribe button and the bell icon. It costs nothing to subscribe and you can unsubscribe at any time. In this video, I'm going to cover Clause 6.3, Planning of Changes, which is the last subclause in Clause 6, Planning. It's not a huge clause, however, I'll still break it down and turn it into something you can all understand. You'll then be able to apply this to your own organisation system and understand what the requirements will look like for you. No more guessing. Keep on watching as I can show you just how easy this is. Okay, let's get started. It makes sense that the final subclause is referring to change. Now that we've done all of this work, what happens when something changes? This clause starts off with stating that when the organisation determines the need for changes to the quality management system, the changes shall be carried out in a planned manner. Then it refers to clause 4.4. I believe it must refer to clause 4.4 as this is the overarching quality management system and its processes. And if change is to be carried out in a planned manner, then the best place to start is in your own quality management system. I did cover off the requirements of clause 4.4 in a 3-part series on ATOL TV, so be sure to check them out if you need a refresher. Now, to extend on this planned manner more, I like to say that this planned manner can be to use the tools that you've already used to get to this point to start with. So if there's been a change identified, go back to clause 4.1 and 4.2 and use the tools you used to identify the internal and external issues. Maybe that was a SWOT analysis. And then revisit the needs and expectations you identified for clause 4.2 to see whether these may have changed also. Then, does this mean that your system's scope will change? Does this influence the boundaries and applicability of your system as you determined in clause 4.3? Then it moves on to your policy in clause 5.2. Does your overall intent and commitment change now? Don't forget roles and responsibilities and authorities in clause 5.3. And then another big one is, does this change impact the quality objectives that you set in clause 6.2? Can you see that all of the processes you've already gone through may be impacted by this change? So just use exactly what you did to identify these in the first place to revisit and determine what, if anything, needs to change. This is a planned manner. Use the tools you already have in your system. This clause then goes on to state that the organisation shall consider A, the purpose of the changes and their potential consequences, and B, the integrity of the quality management system. I already mentioned some potential consequences previously with reference to changes in the work you've already done to identify changes in external and internal issues, needs and expectations of interested parties, the system's scope and policy, as well as the quality objectives. What does this change influence in the business and in the quality management system? Then the organisation also has to consider point C, the availability of resources, and D, the allocation or reallocation of responsibilities and authorities. When there is a change to your product or service or any of the other influences I've mentioned, another question to ask yourself is, do we have the available resources? Or do we need to hire someone with a specific skill set? Or can this be outsourced? Resources might also be equipment. Do you have the equipment to facilitate the change? Particularly if it's a new product or if it's a service, it could be software that is required to manage the change. Then once you've sorted out your resources, does this mean there is a change in responsibilities and authorities? Remember this from clause 5.3. If you need a refresher, check out the video on ATOL TV. You can see that there isn't a requirement for a completely separate change management procedure or team to handle this. Always look at the tools you already have and have already used to develop and maintain your quality management system. Change is a good thing, and it's probably the only constant thing that you will see in your system. If you have an agile and robust system, it will manage change itself with the tools and processes that you have built. So thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Auditor Training Online is a recognised training provider, and we know how it works in the real world, so we are confident that we can help you to make a change in your life and join the most sought after profession out there. Go to our website and enroll in our training to transform your work and industry experience into a recognised qualification and career. And also, don't forget to subscribe to ATOL TV and leave a comment or question, as I truly do want to help you to join the best career out there with me.